Hey folks, welcome to Shooting Up North. I'm your host, Lewis Carl, and we're heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching for the first time, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you want to follow me on social media, I'm on Twitter at Shooting Up North, Instagram at Alliance PW Network, and feel free to join our Facebook group, the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network, and our YouTube channel, the banner at the top. Shooting Up North banner, bottom right hand corner, Shooting Up North merchandise. You too could click on that link and order one of these fantastic, sweet t-shirts. Okay, so the Good Brothers, their contract expires in 8 days. What's today, actually? Today's the 9th. Yep, in 8 days, July 17th, the Good Brothers Impact Wrestling contract expires. And the question is, are they leaving Impact Wrestling? They were on the Derby City Rumble. The Derby City Rumble graphic, the Good Brothers were on it, but the graphics after that, Impact Emergence and Second City Slam, the Good Brothers are not on those graphics. They've been on basically every graphic since they've signed with Impact Wrestling. Every Impact Wrestling graphic they've been on, but they're not on the Impact Wrestling Emergence graphic, which is August 12th, and August 13th, Second City Slam. They're not on that graphic either. Both events taking place in August. So the question is, are they leaving Impact Wrestling? I think there's a very, very good chance that they're going to be leaving Impact Wrestling. I really think that they're going to sign with New Japan Pro Wrestling. They're going to be exclusive to New Japan Pro Wrestling. When they're in the States, they'll work in New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong. That's my feeling. There's really no talk. I'm surprised that there's no talk right now about their contract coming due. Usually like Fightful or PW Insider or somebody would have some information about ongoing negotiations, but it doesn't seem like there's any ongoing negotiations between both sides. Again, they could be being done in secret. I could be wrong, but usually if there's a big contract coming up, you'll hear about it on the websites. You'll hear about it. Sean Ross Sapp will be talking about it. Mike Johnson will be talking about it. You'll hear Post Wrestling. They'll be talking about it. Dave Meltzer will be talking about it, but no one seems to be talking about their contract coming up. So I think with them not being on the graphics, I think it's a very good bet that they're going to be leaving Impact Wrestling. I could see them dropping the belts probably at the next set of tapings at the Derby City Rumble. I know Kushida is going to be making his Impact Wrestling debut at the Derby City Rumble. So maybe he teams up with Alex Shelley and the Time Splitters reunite and they win the Impact Wrestling tag team titles. I don't know. Maybe Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, they win the Impact Wrestling tag team titles. But then again, the Good Brothers could resign. Maybe there's some negotiating going on behind the scenes and keeping quiet. And Good Brothers could very well resign. But I have a feeling that they're not going to be re-signing. Again, I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that they're not going to be re-signing with Impact Wrestling. Now, you could very well say that they're not on the posters just in case they don't re-sign, but they could very well, in fact, re-sign, but they're just not on the posters just in case. That's very true as well. But my feeling is I don't think they're going to be re-signing with Impact Wrestling. It's gonna be that's gonna be two big talents to fill. But then again, you gotta remember that they're paying a lot of money. They opened up the vaults to bring in the Good Brothers, and I think the reward was very minimal. I think you could say because of the Good Brothers, we were able to work with AEW. You could say with the Good Brothers, they opened up the door for New Japan Pro Wrestling as well. But they really didn't light it up in terms of getting a higher viewership or anything like that for Impact Wrestling. But still, I'm not knocking them. They're two extremely talented wrestlers. Carl Anderson is a tremendous singles wrestler, the current never openweight champion. Title New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's why I think they're going to sign with New Japan Pro Wrestling. But there's going to be a lot of money freed up. they don't re-sign with Impact Wrestling, there's going to be a lot of money freed up, and Impact Wrestling should take advantage of that. There's a lot of available talent out there. I don't want to go into free agents available because I'm going to do a specific podcast on that either later today or tomorrow. But as it looks right now, based on the posters, the Second City Slam and the Impact Emergence poster, it really looks like. Here's a Derby City Rumble. We have the Good Brothers on there, but when you go to Emergence, you got Callahan, Josh Alexander, Deanna Prazo, Brian Myers, Moose, and Trey Miguel. And then you have Eddie Edwards, and the rest of them: Moose, Deanna Prazo, Tasha Steeles, Brian Myers. Brian Myers seems to be added to both posters here. He's not normally on the posters, so I guess he's added to replace the Good Brothers. But anyway, nonetheless, don't be shocked. Don't be. I know there's a lot of people out there, a lot of subscribers that don't want the Good Brothers to re-sign with Impact Wrestling, and that's understandable. I personally, if they don't re-sign with Impact Wrestling, I'd be okay with that as long as Impact Wrestling uses the resources that they would have used to sign the Good Brothers to bring in some more talent. Like we saw Alan Angels. He'd be a great signing. There's a lot of other talent out there as well. Again, I'm not going to go into free agents right now. I'm going to do a special podcast on that. But if I'm going to make a prediction right now, I'm going to predict that the Good Brothers are in fact done with Impact Wrestling. Of course, I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past. I'll be wrong in the future. But my gut feeling is saying that the Good Brothers will not be re-signing with Impact Wrestling. And I'm saying that again because there's really no talk of any negotiations. I think the Good Brothers maybe a month or two ago said that they're committed to Impact Wrestling, but we haven't really heard them talk about Impact Wrestling since then. And I know they want to work for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Well, I shouldn't say that. I really don't know what they want to do. It's just me speculating for what they said in the past. That they do want to work for New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's initially that's what they wanted to do, work in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and then use Impact Wrestling as their USA home promotion. But that was before New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong was a thing. But now with New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong, they don't need to use Impact Wrestling as their home promotion. They signed with New Japan Pro Wrestling. New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong will be their U.S. home promotion. So that's basically the way I'm thinking. So again, gut feeling. I don't think we're going to see the Good Brothers. I think Derby City Rumble are going to be the last time that we see Impact. We're going to see the Good Brothers in an Impact Wrestling ring signed with Impact Wrestling. Not saying we might not see them in the future. Maybe they'll come in for an appearance or two down the road. But I really feel that Derby City Rumble will be the last time we will see the Good Brothers in an Impact Wrestling ring as contracted Impact Wrestling talent. Okay, gonna leave it at that. Anything else breaks, of course, I'll be back. It's Saturday. I've got a long day ahead of me. I'm sure stuff's gonna break. Again, I got another podcast I want to be talking about somebody that I think Impact Wrestling should make a priority and go after. But that's coming later today or tomorrow. But until then, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.